Morning all, Southy here. The question is, can SVG advance to the round of 12 in the NASCAR playoffs? Yes. Yes, he can. But, and there's a big but, there's a couple of them. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. But not impossible. Now, I know all you crazy supercar and SVG fans think that I'm anti-SVG, but I'm not. I used to think the Aussie supercar fans were nuts. But you Kiwi guys, holy dooly. I get rooting for your boy, but my God, you're so one-eyed you just won't see another side of the picture. So bear with me. I want him to get there. I'd love to see him achieve getting through to the round of 12. I think it'd be outstanding. Because not only will it show people that he's getting better at NASCAR and getting better at ovals, and he's moving forward. The monetary side of it too, getting through to the round of 12 brings in more money to Trackhouse. It's a big deal. Like $4 million they got for getting them into the round of 16. So it's huge money wise. It was great last night. I watched. I don't watch Corey LaJoie. I think the guy's a goose, but I watched it last night because I wanted to see what the Aussie guys had to say on there. Elliot, Barber, and Scott Pye. But I don't think Scott Pye really liked Corey LaJoie broadcasting to the world how little the supercar guys get paid. You can just see on Scott's face, because the supercar guys want everyone to think that they're a big deal and they get paid a fortune for their services. And there's probably a couple of guys that do get paid okay, but most of the field don't get paid at all, or are paying to be there. But Corey said that when SVG told him how much he earned in supercar, and remember, this is the guy who was the champion, who was winning everything. When SVG told him, Corey scoffed, and sort of laughed at how bad it was, and told SVG he needs to come to NASCAR where he'll quadruple at least what he's earning, was in supercar. I don't think a lot of people, supercar fans especially, have any understanding. Most NASCAR fans don't have an understanding, because NASCAR stopped publishing the money in 2015 because it was getting embarrassing, publishing how much these guys get paid. It's this year alone, SVG's probably going to earn as much as the whole field combined in the supercar series. Not probably. If you add up what every driver actually gets paid, their actual salary, what they get paid to drive in the supercar series, against what SVG earns this year in his rookie season in the Cup Series, SVG will have earned more money. Guarantee it. So let's get back. The other thing that Scott Pye said last night, which is great, I've been telling everybody how ridiculous the lock spool is in the supercar, and trying to explain to supercar fans that this is the reason why SVG is a heel toes and he's a right foot breaker, is because of this ridiculously old-fashioned, antiquated lock spool that they run. Because I can tell you, There's no other asphalt series in the world that runs a locked final drive in a race car. There just isn't. It's just stupid. It's so outdated and old-fashioned. And I think you'll find, if they were to get rid of that, a few more international drivers might actually come and drive these cars. Because everyone else in the world, left foot brakes. And no one wants to drive an old-fashioned car. Anyway, so it was good to hear Scott Price say that. And I think there's a big push. I saw an article from Paul Morris as well, where him and a few others are pushing for them to get rid of it. And they should. I don't know. I don't understand why it's there or why it's still there. Anyway, so here's how it's going to happen. If the points accumulated by the other drivers above SVG in the points don't dramatically increase against SVG, he'll only have to average 20th for the round of 16, and he'll advance to the round of 12. If the guys above him do accumulate more points than SVG and get further in front of him, he'll have to average about 15th, that's gonna be hard for him to do. And all because the racing level, the competition level now in the playoffs has just lifted 25%. So when you see SVG running at the front or running up there or leading a race at Daytona, don't get, that's not a big deal. Look, Cody Ware led at Daytona. So don't get excited about him leading or running up front. It's great to see, and it's wonderful that he's got a competitive car that can do that. But there's a huge difference between running at the front and racing at the front for a win at the end of the race. Racing these cars, these incredibly experienced stock car drivers, racing them for a win is a different kettle of fish than running with them during the race. Because racing them for a win, they will run over him. And they will continue to run over him for a while, and because he's on a learning curve. Now, if he crashes out of a race, he's done. If he has a top 34, finishes 34th, 35th, he's done. So for him to advance, because he has got some good playoff points, so it's going to help him. But for him to advance, he's going to have to probably average around that 17th for the round of 16. And if he can do that, have an average of 17th, he'll get through to the round of 12, which is a big deal. Like, it's a really big deal, and I hope he can do it. I really do. I just don't. If I had to put odds on it, he's probably got about a 20% chance, I would say, of advancing to the round of 12. That's what I reckon, but I could be wrong. Maybe he'll pull off a top 5 and a top 10, which could happen. But just that level of competition is now going to step up. Cheers.